Hey everyone, it's Tech Tuesday and you are watching Ask a Tech. My name is Alex and I am here with a special panel for you, and these are our parts specialists from our parts department. So we're really excited to have them today. We've never had our parts specialists here. They're thrilled to be here today. We had some technical difficulties on Facebook for those of you that were following along. So we are just going to jump back to the beginning and just run through things for you. For those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, Ask a Tech is a monthly Facebook segment where we give you a topic and you get to give us any questions or comments about that topic. So today we are going to be running through a ton of different things, but they will get to that in their intros for you. So let's get some introductions going. Tell us who you are, how long you've been with LCI, and what do you do here?
Hello, my name is Justin Sebesta, and I've been with LCI for going on 3 years now. I've been in quite a few different departments with LCI. However, I do reside now in our axle, chassis, and steps department, part side.
And my name is Ashton Simpson. I have been here almost 2 years come September. I've also been in several departments, but I'm going to be discussing windows, doors, and awnings with you.
Hi, I'm Janet, and I've been with Lippert for 7 years. I'm in leveling, slide outs, and electronics, and love what I do.
Awesome. So if you didn't just get it, we are going to be going over axles, chassis, and steps, windows, doors, and awnings, electronics, slide outs, and leveling. It's a mouthful. So let's just jump right in. If you have any questions or comments in the meantime, leave them in the comment section below and we will definitely get to those. Justin, you're up first. Let's talk about axles. Are axles standard? Are they universal? If I need to replace one, can I just buy an axle?
No, unfortunately. They're not universal. There are a bunch of different configurations for axles. The first piece of information we're going to ask you if you call in or send us an email is what the axle tag information is, and that's going to be located on your axle beam itself, and that's the only place that you're going to be able to find that. We can't get any information from your VIN, from your year, make, and model. We definitely need that tag off the axle, and then even to build an axle for you, you're looking at about a 5 business days. So it's not something that we stock or inventory. So there will be a lead time on that.
Okay. Can you provide me with a list of part numbers for my axles?
We can, as a matter of fact, from that tag I was specifically talking about that's on the beam, from the serial number or the NV number or even the variant part number.
Okay.
We can pull a complete breakdown of every single component on that axle, and we can get you a part information from that. And then we can do axles in 2 different ways. We can do a full assembly, which would be from the hub to hub, plus the springs, or we can do a beam only, which would just be the beam and the spindle, but we can also get those other small parts out for you, like the bearings, backing plates, hub assemblies, different things like that.
Good deal. And we had mentioned earlier, you guys actually recommend taking a picture of that axle label, just because, like Justin said, if something happens to that label, we have no real way of figuring out what axle we're working with.
Most certainly, yes. So we started building axles quite a few years ago. However, with the Midwest weather, those tags do tend to fall off sometimes with rock chips and different things like that, and snow and salt. So that's one of the things that we're very avid with customers is to please take pictures of that or write that down and put that in your important file, because that's going to be beneficial for us. When you give us a call, we can get you that part information immediately, right away.
Awesome. Ashton, let's talk about awning hardware for a little bit.
Sure.
How can I tell which awning hardware I need?
The most important measurement that we're going to ask for every single time that you call in is the vertical stationary mounting arm that's actually attached to your coach. We need to know that measurement because we have several different sizes. We'll need to know the color, whether it's black or white. We need to know if it is manual or if it's power. If your hardware happens to be under a year old, they have started putting stickers on the awning hardware in most cases. So it would be located underneath one of the wire covers on your awning hardware itself. The biggest thing that people get confused with is almost every single time I open up a case or an email or take a phone call, they want to read me their awning roll sticker information, and it does not tell me about your hardware. So I would either need that measurement or for you to find the part number on the sticker underneath the wire cover.
And which hardware arms are replaceable?
The only 2 that are replaceable are the strut and the pitch arm. So the one that's attached to the coach, the arm that moves away from the coach, and there's like a top bar that connects the 2, that is not replaceable. It would require an arm assembly.
Okay. And then you had just mentioned the awning roll. If I needed to replace my awning roll, how do I figure out what length I need?
Yep, so it's going to be your center arm to center arm measurement on your hardware, which people get confused about because they're like, this has nothing to do with my hardware. But it's not necessarily your hardware that we're worried about, it's the space in between it, because we have to make sure that the awning roll measures up to how that's going to mount, which is why we take that center arm to center arm measurement.
Cool. And then lastly, how do I know which motor I have on my awning?
Sure. I'm going to backtrack real quick. The easiest way to find out your awning roll part number is to that sticker that I was just saying is on the tube itself. Obviously, if you fully extend your awning, you can read the part number off of that sticker. Motors. We have 2 motors that we've used here at LCI on our awnings. The old motor was used from July 2015 and prior. The new one is from July 2015 and after. The old motor is going to have a red and black wire that has 2 spade connectors. It's a part number 266149. And the new motor has the red and black wire as well, but it's just going to have 1 connector on the end, and that's a part number 373566, just in case y'all were wondering.
Just for fun.
Yep.
Okay, let's jump down to Janet. Janet mainly today is going to help us locate part numbers on leveling, slide outs, electronics, things like that. But Janet, we first want to start off, we have the LCI website, we have a ton of resources on it, we talk about it every time. Can you tell everyone, if they're looking for part numbers and they don't even know where to start, how is our LCI website going to help with that?
Yeah. Our LCI 1 website is very helpful in finding your parts. If you go to lci1.com, on our homepage you'll see a yellow bar that says, how can we help? Well, click on that and we'll help you. When you click on the how can we help, it takes you to our customer service page. And you're going to scroll down and you're going to see pictures of all of our product lines, like axles, doors, leveling, slide outs, pin boxes. So whatever it is you need help with, you'll just click on that picture, and then the next page, it kind of just keeps going further and further, drilling down into specifics of what you're looking for. And then once you find the specific one you're looking for, you'll see product components. You'll see technical information sheets. You can click on those product components and it'll bring up a PDF, and there'll be, actually you can scroll down through it and you'll see pictures of every single part that you can purchase for that product that you're looking at. And so that's very helpful. Then when you call in, if you need help, we have an idea of what you're working with. And some of them are highlighted in blue. That means you can just click on it. It'll take you right to our website store, so you can just purchase it right away.
And I'm going to piggyback off that real quick because I think it's important for you guys to know that our variants, which is awning rolls and in-wall systems, zone axles, none of that stuff is going to be found on our website. Those are things that you have to call us directly for. I have a lot of people.
That's a good point, Ashton.
Yeah, I've got a lot of people that want to order those through the store, and they'll call in and say, I can't find this part number, it must not be valid. It's valid, it just needs to be ordered through us.
Perfect. So if all else fails, give them a call.
Yes, always.
Good deal. They're always here. I'm just joking. They do get to go home. Okay, Justin, are all pin boxes standard or universal? If I need to replace a pin box, can I just get any of our pin boxes?
No, unfortunately not. We have a lot of different pin boxes, and they're all
do.
categorized into 4 different categories, 4 different OEM-specific bolt patterns.
Okay.
We're going to get that information from the existing pin box that you have on there currently. There is an LCI item number on that pin box, and if you provide us that information, we can get a breakdown and see which pin box that OEM put on that unit specifically, and then we can get you into a good fitment as far as an upgraded pin box or a replacement pin box if it was damaged in any way, shape, or form. We can kind of go from there, but we definitely need that information. However, if you can't provide that information, if that sticker, like we were talking about with the axles, has fallen off, because it does happen, we have a nice fitment chart we can send you via PDF. And it's 3 simple measurements, and it's not rocket science. Trust me, anybody can take these 3 simple measurements, and it's going to give you the exact bolt pattern of what you are working with, and then we can fit you into a new pin box.
Good deal. Ashton, let's talk about slide toppers. How do I go about measuring a slide topper?
So this is one of the more confusing measurements that people get hung up on because we refer to it as a flange. So it's the outside flange to outside
And
flange.
everyone's like, what's a flange?
Yes, what is a flange? But no, so the outside flange to outside flange measurement. And the best way that I can describe what a flange is the trim pieces on the outside of your slide out that move away from the coach. You'll want to accommodate for about 3 inches, I think is what the manual says, to accommodate for the hardware. But as long as you get us the outside flange to outside flange measurement, and I think right now the only colors that we have available are black or white, we can get you a part number.
Good deal. Janet, speaking of part numbers, how would I find a part number on leveling or slide outs?
Okay, with the slide out systems, one of the hardest part numbers to find is on our Schwintek in-wall slide out system or our Power Gear Slim Rack slide out system. Those tags are kind of hidden on there. So what you have to do when you're inside the coach, you have to look about 3 inches down from where the motor sits, and you have to hold back the rubber seal to see this little white tag that sits on the edge of that vertical H column. Then once we have that number that starts with RPO -045 or -085, and then some more numbers, we can figure out what system you have and get you some parts for that.
And she does that every time she gets a phone call, just so you know.
You have to hold back the rubber seal.
Good deal. And we were talking earlier, just some basic knowledge that people should probably try and line up before they're calling you, like the make, the model number, just like some little helpful things like that probably all of you could eventually need to know when they're on the phone. So definitely make sure you're just kind of doing as much research ahead of time. But like Ashton said before, they are here to help you guys, and they will get you back on the road one way or another.
Yeah, and keep in mind, to kind of piggyback off that, we're going to ask you specific questions, and they're for a
Yes.
reason. We're not picking on you in any way, shape, or form. There's questions specifically to get you an answer, and
Yes.
that's our end goal, is to get you that correct answer or part information and get you back up and going
Yes.
again. So.
Good deal. Justin, if my frame is damaged from an accident, will you build me a new frame and send it to me? Me meaning just an individual customer.
No, absolutely not. Unfortunately,
Yes.
we do build our chassis for OEMs only, and they're to their specifications and how they want them built. However, you can get, for a standard TT, we refer to a travel trailer, you can get an A-frame for that only.
Okay.
We can configure that in our system for you. If that's been damaged slightly, it happens quite a bit, we can get you one of those. But as far as a whole chassis, absolutely not. We only
Okay.
do those for the OEMs.
Okay, good deal. Ashton, windows. How would you go about finding a replacement for a window?
Well, as I said during our technical difficulty, it is rocket science. Basically, what I tell people to do first is to go to your coach manufacturer. If you do not have a part number, I cannot use a make, model, VIN. I don't have the ability to pull up that information on my end, so I have no idea what's on your coach, and we have thousands of configurations of windows. So to take a guess would be almost impossible. If you contact the coach manufacturer, have them pull up your information based upon your VIN and get the window part number, I can get you a quote. Worst case scenario, we can try to visually identify your window. I would need several different angles, inside, outside of your coach and the window itself, so I can identify the series. The rough opening is the most important measurement, which can be located on the sticker of our trim rings. And the trim ring is what holds your window in place from the inside of the coach. So you can unscrew that. There should be a white sticker on there. The measurement will be your rough opening. Worst case scenario, you can remove the window from your coach, and in the inner frame, which is why it's not visible when it's installed, on the inner frame there is a sticker with your window part number.
Awesome. So you do have a few different options there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Janet, how would I go about finding the part number on my Lippert hydraulic leveling legs?
Okay, on the hydraulic leveling legs, again, we need to know coach info. We need to know the make, model, and year, not the VIN number of the coach. Like in their product lines, the VIN number never helps Lippert. We always need make, model, and year. With your legs, we need to know how many holes are in the mounting bracket of the leg, and we need to know which side of the coach the leg is on, if it's a front leg, a middle leg, or a rear leg. And then if it's a front leg on a fifth wheel, we also need you to look at the very top of the leg, and there's an L or an R stamped into the metal on the top of the leg. So if you have that information before you call in to us, it'll make it real simple for us to find your part number and price and availability.
Perfect. And then, Justin, do we make and sell solid steps?
We do, as a matter of fact.
We do.
And
Very solid.
Very solid. They are actually a hot ticket item right now.
Solid step, solid choice.
Solid answer.
Yes.
It is very solid. Yes, solid steps are very popular. They're ones that fold into the door jamb and then come out. We will offer them, and for the aftermarket side, we have a 3-step and a 4-step, and we've got different sizes for those ones specifically. So we
Perfect.
can definitely get you hooked up and get you a good part number and get those shipped out to you.
Yes,
Clearly.
and that is a very popular product, I will
It
say.
is. Yes.
And then, Ashton, let's talk about patio kits. Can I add a patio kit or a party tech aftermarket?
Unfortunately, there is no aftermarket part number for this system. I get a ton of inquiries on it, and we are so glad that you guys love this product so much. Unfortunately, it's because of the way that coaches are built to withstand that product, the structure of that product. So I won't say that it's impossible. We were telling, what we were doing with them is trying to configure a new ramp door with that kit on it so that we knew that the ramp door structure was correct for the patio kit. But it's important to know that coaches that come with that kit actually have pre-welded brackets on the door jamb of the coach that cannot be purchased through us aftermarket, nor can we make them.
Yeah.
So even if we were to do that and send it to you there or the dealer, there's no way for it to attach to your coach properly. There are some manufacturers that, they offer that, or they, there might be some way that they can do that, but I wanted you guys to know that that is an issue if you do.
Yes.
And keep
go
in
that
mind too,
route.
if you do that, that voids possibly that warranty for the newer units. That's what we do have our tech department for. They can specify
Correct.
if they're going to give you the green light on that or the red light on that.
Correct.
Awesome. And then, we talked a little bit. That also applies to this 3 Seasons store, correct?
Yep, that's another product that we get a lot of calls on. It's not available aftermarket due to the structure of the coach not being able to accommodate that system. So,
Okay. And then lastly, Janet, let's talk about finding part numbers on electronics. There are a ton of them. How do you do it?
Actually, the electronics are probably the easiest ones to find part
That's
numbers
good.
for because the part number is on the sticker on the front. There's usually always a UPC code on the side, and we'll take that number as well. But you do have to locate your controller if you need that, which that sometimes can be difficult. Sometimes they're hidden in a compartment. Sometimes they're even behind a wall.
Really?
Really. So if that's the case, occasionally you do have to contact your coach manufacturer and ask them, where did you put my multifunction controller? Because I can't find it. But they can usually tell you where to locate that. So it's not too difficult.
Good deal. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you to everyone that is joining us, and thank you so much to you guys for taking the time out of your day to do this.
absolutely.
Just to reiterate, if anyone needs to get a hold of you, how do they go about getting a hold of you guys?
We can be contacted at 574-537-8900. You'll press option 1 for parts, and then just listen to the prompts to get you to the parts department. Otherwise, you can always email us at customerservice@lci1.com as well, and it'll be routed to the correct department, and somebody will reach out with you.
Perfect. If you didn't have a question that got answered today, just leave those in the comment section below, and we will get rid of. We will get you answers for it. We will not get rid of it. But that's all the time we have for today. So enjoy the rest of your Tech Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.